My dear students, myself Dr. Lata Sharma. I'm with you today with a new topic and new knowledge that is related to you all of the life. That is BPSC 131. This is a new topic related to gender. This is BPSC 131. So, your paper name will remain political theory, and it is a related topic. Block 4 and Unit 8. My dear students, this is a new topic that is gender. As if we say that what is the meaning of gender, what is the importance of gender, and is any requirement of gender in our studies, and what we can say that gender is necessity for the society. What is the necessity for the society is that we read and we take the knowledge about the gender, and we are connecting this gender with the women and politics, that what is the gender is offering and doing and participating, and I think they are doing for the women and the politics is can we connect the women and politics with the gender? What is the contribution, what is the defaults, what is the problems can we face as we discuss about the gender and in politics. So let's start, and you're welcome again with this new session with Professor Dr. Lata Sharma. Now, this is what we have said, that what is the objective of gender? What is the necessityness? What is the importance? What should be used that if we want a gender? So, this is objective. What is the gender objective? Understand the difference between gender and sex. First of all, we have to know the difference. We have to understand the difference between the gender and the sex, and consider how gender roles impact participation. What means that how gender roles impact participation? Is there any is there any society where the gender gives important role and gives the participation that can be helpful for the society? Is there any impact of their participation? How we can consider this? So this is gender roles impact and what is their participation. Appreciate diversity among women. What we have to do? Main thing is that gender, we have to appreciate the diversity among women. The gender concept of gender in with the among the women, their diversity we have to appreciate. Now we will do identify discrimination and how to address it. We have how we can discriminate, how we can identify the discrimination, and how we can address and how we can introduce it. And discrimination is good for this gender concept, and in a society, in a surroundings, as usually as if we talk about the Indian concern, Indian culturalization concern, is there any important, is there any necessity to identify the discrimination and what is happening, and can we introduce it in front of society? First of all, what should be the objective? What should be the objective can be count in a gender concept? Sex and gender roles, what the society is demanding from the genders, that what type of roles, what type of capacity of work they can do for the society. Diversity among women. There is also a good thing here that diversity among women. Women's issue that is also related to the gender issues, because we are discussing the women's as a gender here, as a gender here, identifying the discrimination. This is objective. As first is we have to differentiate about the sex and gender, what the roles, the participation, the images, the workings can we count gender roles. Diversity among women, women's issue, identifying discrimination. Brainstorm, we are doing here roles and responsibilities of brainstorm. What do men do in your society? What do women do in your society? This is a question here that think about that what do men do in our society and what do women do in our society. Simple is we have to consider and we have to think about only list activities, what they do, list of activities, not professions, not trades. Simple, what the men do and what the women do. The whole day, 24 hours, what the men do in a society and in a family, and what the women do for the society and 24 by 7 in a family. So this is the work brainstorm that we have to be clear that what the women are doing for their society. Definition is here. What is sex? As usually, if we think about in a very sensible manner, in a very sensible and knowledgeable manner, we will discuss sex is a biological difference between man and woman. Classification based on reproductive organs and functions. If we say this is simply sex is and gender is a classification based on reproductive organs and functions. What the do man and what the do women. This is not as an activity. This is known now here as in sex. That what the organs, what the biological changes, and what are the protective organs, what they do and what their functions. So this is here biological. We will discuss here as in biological concern, as in reproductive organs and according to functions. Gender definition here. Socially determined, constructed. Now we are going to understand the what is gender here. What is gender here? It means what the society men women do and what is their we can how we can define and introduce in society. What they do that's socially determined and constructed. And if we think that in our nearby and neighbor and in our family and in our society, what happens? And that they are socially determined. Why? Because they are the member of the society. They are the member of the family. They are the member of their apartment. They are the member of area in which they live. So this is socially determined that they are the member of the family. They are mentally constructed about this that they construct the societal determinants. So socially determined why and how they because they are confirmed about that they are the part of the family of the society. And why how they concerned to constructed that they construct why because everything is based on their working functions activities and their roles and capabilities. Next is perception and expectations. What is the perception of gender? Simple is there. Perception of gender and expectation is simply based on what the society need, what the family need, and what our nation need here. Requirement accordingly that there is a perception will be related to what type of working as usually given to the society by the society to the gender and what their perceptions is here and what their expectations is here. Next is acceptable roles and attitudes. Gender knows, gender is there, man, woman, acceptable. They are clear about their roles and attitudes, that what they have to do, because our constitution, our moral rights, our fundamental rights, our values, our concerns, sanskars have given the mirror, we can say confirm mirror, that they have confirmed about, that they knows, that they have the knowledge about that what they have to do. Simple is there, if a person is walking, wandering on a road, what will happen? Somebody will come and clap him. Why? Can a second person can clap him without any reason if a person is wandering on the road and he is going somewhere? So this is here what we can say, that second person can slap on that person? No. And if the first person is going somewhere and wandering on the roads, what is his activities can be seen. So he is also aware his roles and attitudes. He is also aware that what is doing on the road. Sometimes he can do wrong and non-ethical work. So second person has the right that he can interrupt him, that you have not to do this work. He should understand that his power and his capacity is not to beat him. His capacity and his power only to interrupt him, that what you have to do or not to do. After that, that person can be understood, and after that, more process can be applied. So here, A and B, both persons know about roles and attitudes, that what they have to do and what they have not to do. Here, this is A is also a gender and B is also a gender. We can think about this. Both can be man and both can be woman. Learned behaviors. This is very good thing here to be understand here, that learned behaviors. Everybody's confirmed has got a chapter that is related to his behavior, and that is related to the other behaviors also, that they have given a confirmed place and given a confirmed area in his memory, that they have to do the learned behavior accordingly, that is required. Nobody tells us that somebody comes, as example I am saying here, nobody knows, nobody has, everybody knows that when guest comes, we have to serve, we have to show our courtesy, we have to say, we have to give some tea, give some food items, give some thing that he will be able to eat, and we have to make some courtesy manners, that what we can do for you, what is the requirement of coming here, if I am capable, what I have to do for you. So something is that we have a learned behaviors from the society, and other hand, we have not learned this type of behavior. If a person come and guest come in your family, and on the gate you will say, what do you want here, go. So this is not the way. So what we have learned from the society, learned behavior. Please come, sir, and what do you want? Please take some tea and something else. So this is learned behaviors. Our children also know about learned behaviors, and our family members and everybody, because it is all about values. It is all about traditions. This is all about what we have seen in the society. We are surrounded by the learned behaviors. Next is here, that changes over time. Sometimes the behaviors can change accordingly to the time, but it is not a 10 to 20 year. It take times, good time. So behavior and gender can be changed, that is changed over time. varies by culture, ethnicity, religion. Yes, as I have told here, that's socially determined and constructed. This is why gender knows about, because the culture, the ethnicity, and religion. What we have, we are determined by on which factors? By the culture, by the religion, and by the behavior, and by what the society demands. This is all things variable. These all variables relate to the culture, traditions, values, and religion. Now, what we have to think about that gender equity, gender discrimination, constructive men's engagement, and other terms. Here we can say that if we are thinking about the gender concept, that is there any equality of gender in society? Is there an equity of gender in society? Is there any discrimination of gender in society? And is there any constructive men's engagement in society? These are the key terms here. That what is the base of gender equality in the society? Man and woman are equal, and the third gender is also treated equal in the society. He has got the power, the responsibilities, and rights equal in the society. And is there any discrimination related to that? They are getting the all of the facilities that is related to the gender equality. What is means here? That man, woman, and third gender, the government is thinking the same about all of these genders. So this is that. And one more, that constructive men's engagement. What type of constructive men's engagement is treated here? Man's word has been used here, that they are saying here simply that is there any engagement of constructive work that can be done by the men's, that has been done by the men's, that should be constructed by the men's. Is there any engagement of gender concept? Gender roles. What is the meaning of gender roles here? Roles is that what they play, what the work they do, what the activities they do, what the work they have to be done in for a society. Man did weaving. Ancient Egypt, what they do, what the gender roles in ancient Egypt. Man did weaving, woman inherited property, study of two to four cultures. Man did the cooking, woman built houses. Here, there is ancient Egypt, there's study of 224 cultures. At that time, what is the gender roles that time? What the man do there? Man did weaving, and woman inherited property. Man did the cooking, woman built houses. 5% man did the cooking, and 36% women built houses, because that time in ancient Egypt there was a role related to that. Now, what is the role of gender in politics? If we says what the man do and what the women's do, simple is there is a gender roles we pursues, and we have a good observation related to that. At the timings of that timing, no, mans remain the political leaders and women followers. because that time there was no any right that the woman can be also become the political leaders. They have the sense of a right related to only followers. She has that time the persons has not think about the followers. And if we think what is the differences between the genders, man and woman, what is the difference? Woman and third gender, what is the difference here? So women are not the same. This is here. That is a really clear statement. Women are not the same. Other differences we can, on which differences we can say that women are not the same: age, ethnicity, religion, education, language, class, disabilities. These are the things that women are on these differences. Age, what is age, what we can say, that what the role of age can be considered in the gender. The age factor has a very important role. Religion is also, because what the society build up accordingly to the thought, ideology, and mental status, the religion can be built accordingly. If a crowd, if a percentage of good community hold and shows the power related to their religion, that their religion can be seen, most probably have a good percentage rather than other religion. And if we say here education, recently and present scenario can be seen that we have a good education percentage of women in the society, and the government is also trying for getting education for the girls. They have given also many type of policies and benefits that the women girls can be taken on the ground of full and free education. So this is the reason that girls are going to educated, and we are happily can see that this percentage can be more, can be get more and more in a good rank. Language, if we say that language has the same, women are not the same, language has a good sign of gender, that what we can say here, the woman has a good sign of polite, kind, and cultured language, rather than the men's. So there are the difference, that language has a good mark of difference, man and woman, and we can say the genders. Class, what type of class is regard we are discussing, what type of class is here, that the woman has got a good class, good in the sense society has think about that, where women has given their time, their participation, that type of area, that type of family, that type of society has got a good class, has in which in which sense we are saying here, not a property and not a very progressive outlook. We are saying that we are thinking, and we are taking discussing about here, that what type of class here, that type of class that is should be required for a intellectual level, for a behavioral level. What type of behavior, that type of behavior that is required for a society, on the ground of sympathy, on the ground of happiness, on the ground of culturedness, on the ground of valuable outlook concern. So these are the class built up by the women that because of this is really a root cause, we can say, that woman has a good sense for making a society. And other hand, there are also disabilities. We can say disabilities. What type of disabilities? If we say the woman's, that can be also the disability, and that can be also the ability. The both concern can be read here. Both concern can be understood here. That is what that disabilities is. She has not too much power and not too much strength as the men's have. But on this ground, she has a working capacity more and more rather than the man have. She can work 18 to 20 hours in a day, and she do. We are also clear about this sentence that the woman's abilities of doing the work 18 hours, we can say 16 hours, we can say she do. So these are the differences, we can say, and these are the, we have said there is no disability can be counted because this is not a disability, this is a ability. Now, on the ground of some graphical concern, there is the issue that is related to man or woman. Some work related to man, some work related to woman, and some work related to both. So we are saying here, we are discussing here whose issues can be concerned here. Controlling sales of guns. Women do, man do, both. Providing free prenatal care. Who do? Men, women, otherwise both. Criminalizing gender-based violence. Who do? Men, women, both. Supporting development of small businesses. Who do? Men, women, both. Here, exercise, what the exercise shows here? Controlling sales of guns. Think about, most probably this work has been done by the men's. Providing free prenatal care. This is more and more issue handled by the women's, and some percentage can be men. Criminalizing gender-based violence. What is here? Gender-based violence. Man. Supporting development of small businesses. Women's. Because small businesses most probably is created and cared by the women's, because small business has a very, we can say both here, but supporting development is seriously done by the women's. And we can say here that both. Next is women's issue. What are they? Traditional, stereotypical, soft versus hard issues, all issues. There is two type. Women's issue. What type of women's issue can be seen? Traditional, stereotypical, soft versus hard issues, all issues. What is traditional and stereotypical? Traditional issues. What type of traditional? That family dispute, very arrogant type of females, otherwise women, disturb the families and disturb the society. And internal issues in a family, that can be mostly disturbed by the females, disturbed by the women. These are the traditional outlook. If we say that, if a Is there in a family there are two sons, mother, father, and their children's? That the traditional outlook, the mother remaining the takes the decision, and she has the only one decision capacity to handle and to control the family. Say here soft versus hard issues. What is soft? Soft and hard issues. That soft versus hard issues. Hard is that women's is handling national level and state level issues, handling and doing the support for clearing the issues related to the society. Soft, that is related to, we can say, in an education system, because of in an education system discipline has been created by the soft heart. Discipline is to be understood, that should be strict discipline, but this strict discipline has been covered by the soft policies. And all these issues, if we say these all issues are created by the women's. Overt versus covert discrimination, what type of discrimination can be? This is overt versus covert, and direct versus indirect discrimination. If we say overt and covert discrimination, this is mostly and probably can be seen in the society. But if we discuss about direct versus indirect discrimination, this is can be seen that we can see we are surrounded by the direct or indirect discrimination. There is discrimination of now we are not going to see, but in the last ancient times and before the independence, we can see that there is a good discrimination has been seen, that sati pratha, bal vivah, vidva vivah, what is this? This is direct and indirect both discrimination. And if we think about sati pratha, what is this? Is this a good sense of humans that what they were doing? Is any sense of that concept? Is there any sense of humanity, sense of behavior, sense of anything that we can say? This is totally direct and indirect discrimination. And if we say that vidva vivah, that is also discrimination. Girls cannot be read, girls cannot go out, girls cannot do this, girls cannot do that. This is direct discrimination because they have given the stamp on that. Cannot do, cannot work, cannot. She has the right to do the work of family, internal family work. Outer work not allowed. Education not allowed. Wandering not allowed. Friendship not allowed. All of the outer workings not allowed. So we will say that is direct discrimination. And indirect discrimination, who is facing the direct discrimination, but he wants that their girls, their children's girl child, they want that she has to be, they want that their girl child get the education, but they can't face the society's norms. This is indirect discrimination. Here, in politics, man rarely asked what impact politics will have on their families. Women politicians have to prove themselves. Women politicians get bad reputations. Comments on women's clothing and hair. These are really, we have discussed here, direct and indirect discrimination. This is clear here. We can see comments on women's clothing and hair. That is direct and indirect discrimination. Man rarely asked what impact politics will have on their families. If a man is engaged in the politics and he is doing the politics, nobody asked him that what impact politics will have on their families, because they are the person that dominate the families. Fan of condition. Man rarely asked what impacts politics because of their workings. So now we are getting here that what type of gender discrimination in politics. Because this is our topic related to woman, man, and politics. So there is also a discrimination we can see that we see is in the politics. What type of politics here? That man is also engaged in the politics. He is also doing the politics and doing the responsibilities related to political works. But if a woman also do the politics and she is also engaged in the political works, what type of society comments she has to face, and what type of society comment the men's have not to face? This is main thing. So gender discrimination. This is here. If a man is doing the politics, his family doesn't suffer. But if a woman has the got the political work, she has engaged in the political work. That woman has to prove themselves. What type of proof? That if you are going out of the house, if you are engaging the political work, you are not treated as a very characterized person, and there is a good sense cannot be seen related to their works. She has to prove that I am not wrong, I am also doing my work. She has to prove at the timing of all of the workings. And women politicians get bad reputations. This is the main thing, that get bad reputations because our society has not got the sense of that level, that men and women can be treated equal. If there is a working, not that is most percentage have got the men's, the women's. If the women's entered in that type of field, and they have not got a good reputation as usually the men's have. And simple is there, our society has not got a good sense, a mental level. And there is a comments, there is a statement come out from the society related to their clothing, their hair, their personality, their behavior, their smiling, and every type of direct and indirect discrimination we can see. So this is gender discrimination in politics. Gender discrimination in politics can be seen. Other forms of discrimination. What type of other forms of discrimination? What is the forms we can say, fields we can say, areas we can say, zones that man, woman, and third gender faces. Man, we can say not too much faces because he has remained the dominant person in the society, in the family, and everybody is related, and we can say he is responsible for the family and for the state and for the society always remain. So this is, we are if we say that we are discussing about the discrimination for the men's, no, we are simply discussing here for the discrimination related to the women's, and discrimination relating to the transgenders. Because of, if we say, all of you student can see that uh, there is a transgenders. If we see, we have not a good thinking, good outlook, and good sense that they are also a gender that is equal, should be treated equal as we are man, woman, and transgenders. But our society, if we say, now doing the some policies and some statement and judgment related to the to delete the discrimination related to the women and transgenders. So this is, if we say, when man has got the all of type of power, why woman has not got? And who is the which type of right has got the man, that he can he can make the policies related to women and policies related to the transgender, because of there is only one thing. Now the constitution have given the right and knowledge related to that, this is my power and this is yours power. We can't discriminate in the powers, because constitution and our justice and we can say our justice has given the same power to everybody. And transgender is also getting good remark in this section also. They are also getting education, they are also getting good hospitality in all of the hospitals, where the man and woman have good uh, power in the sense they have good the right that they can, the transgender also got the power that they can go as equal as man and woman. So this is what we are doing here. This is what grounds of discrimination we seize. This is for the working related to religion. Mans have no restrictions about that. She has to wear that type of. She has to cook that type of food. She has to take care of the family. She has to decorate the family. She has to decorate the house. She has to work related and unlimited related work. Discrimination that we see is all of the workings. Why is related to women's? Why is not related to men's? But now we can see our society is awakening in a awakening period, because uh, we can say 20% of the society part, male and female, is going the same work. They are doing the same work. Second is language. Simple is their discrimination because of language is here. We see that language has got a good remark of the discrimination to anybody anytime, because he has the good statement related to your personality that she has got. If we will not do accordingly, he will got anger, and he can use abuse, beat, and everything can do at that time. So what is this discrimination? Mental discrimination is because we are thinking about, if we will not do that, the man can do all type of brutal language and rude language he can use. He has the right. Woman has not the right. She has to be treated, not to be treated as an she used the bad language. She has to remain always kind, polite, and be humble to everybody. She has no any personal and personality traits that as equal the male person have. Sexual orientation, ethnicity, and nationality. This is all clear that discrimination is all handled by the on a national level. If we say that America has got the independence in 74th July in 1776, but these timings they have not given the voting right to their women, to their female. This is, if we say internationally, we have related to this type of discrimination. Now this is age, disability. Age and disability, what type of age and disability is here? Age is also a very, because of, we say that a man can marry at any type of age. If he is 70s, he can marry. But if a female has not he has crossed the 35, 40, 45, she has not to be the right, she can marry. But now this type of discrimination is going to be an end, because of society has got their mental level change. If we say the progress and development, what type of progress, what type of development, if we think about, there is no any progress of development can be seen if there is no any change in the mental level. We have to change our sense of mentalness, sense of humanitarian part. This is the main thing. So disability, what type of disability? There is simple is disability here, what we are doing for the society, and it should be treated disability. Discrimination is what type of disability? This discrimination is as treated as a disability, because this is the disability of the society, that they have made the discrimination as the god has made everybody equal. This statement is clear. Who has given the right that you should treat to discriminate? Simple is there. As usual, there is a caste based discrimination. What type of caste? Discrimination, that religion based discrimination. Brahmins can go and others caste can't go in the. This is that they have the right on the, and they have got the stamp on all type of religion based discrimination. And if we say political affiliation is also discriminalized in all of the ways. And here pregnancy, what type of pregnancy here? That there is a confirmed traditional, and we can say discriminalized policies related policies and traditions related to the males, that if a lady has not got the marry, she has not married to anybody person, she can't be able to, she can't be able to become the pregnant, because she has to make the stamp related to that person, that this person is related to me and I am pregnant of her, his person. So this is discrimination here. Physical attributes, what type of physical attributes is here? That a lady and a female and a woman has a very beautiful attractive personality, and physical attributes is not in our hand. This is all is given by the god. So we have to appreciate and we have to think about that what should we add, not think about what should be less. So we have to finalize these unusual. There is no use of all these discrimination. Because of this discrimination has, we have, before that we have remained slaves. If we say this is the thing, that we can become the progressive and developed person, developed society, developed state and developed country, until and unless that should not be finalized and not think about all these discrimination type of problems, until and unless we will remain slave by the mind. Gender inequalities. Here, that gender inequalities what? Reduce program effectiveness and waste resources, inhibit countries' growth and development, limited opportunities and potential. If we do the discrimination in all of the timings that have phases before that, I have said that we will remain the slave. What type of slaves? We can't do. We will build only the buildings, not the hearts, not the personalities, not the country. So gender inequalities will be a curse of our society. And if we think about the back, we have to go back in a flashback. You will see a picture that what we have done. What we have done? We have seen in a family, if there are mother, wife, two girls and one boy and his father, what is discrimination can be seen there? That this is my boy, he will be treated as a king, and a girl, she has to go another family show. So in a very mean level there is a discrimination can be seen. So what will happen here? Gender inequalities, the mind and the soul, and will not discriminate. We will not end of this system. Reduce program effectiveness and waste resources. we, if the percentage of full percentage of man and woman has 100%, then 54% have the female percentage. So what we are doing, the opportunities has become limited. Why? Because all of the work are males. If we want the opportunities and potential and growth and development and effectiveness and all type of resources should be used accordingly for the progress, there should be cost of discrimination. What we do here, racial discrimination, loss of GDP in US. If we see Indian, no, gender discrimination 3%, and gender in loss of GDP in India and gender discrimination 4%. Progress is still in progress. Percentage of women living in poverty greater than percentage of men. Of working age women, only half are a part of the labor force. What we are saying here, that if we do not think about all of the discrimination part, all of the part that is not good for the progressive and development for the society, that is what is happening, progress always remain as a stilled way. Percentage of women, they also living in a poverty, and this is the greater than percentage of a man. And if we see of working age women, only half are a part of the labor force. Half are a part of the labor force. What type of tools, what type of strategies we have to apply here? Tools to fight back. Name it, change it. What is the meaning of here? That name it. We have to think about what we have to do for the change. Take legal action. As usually, there is a requirement of, as now awakening period of the Indian women's justice, they are doing advocate for temporary special measures or other policies, legislation, advocate for new laws. As we can say that we are happy to know about that new laws has been made for ending the discrimination aspects of the society. If you doesn't do this, what you will do? Ignore it. Otherwise, you have to for fight back again for this society. What should again we have to do? We have to engage the men's. What type of engagement? What type of engagement? Gender inequality and discrimination impact society as a whole. So this is all of thing related to gender discrimination here. We have discussed about. Again, you can see all of the PPT and it will remain helpful to you. BPSC 131 political theory. This is, we have complete now the gender chapter. Thank you very much for today.